All right, everybody, I'm going to talk to you. Well, you already know what I'm going to talk to you about. Trailer parks. There are a lot of trailer parks out there that are nice and they keep up with them and everything like that. And the maintenance and management, they all do a good job and everything. And then if you could tell from my older videos that I lived in a trailer park. Now, they had to build it. We got a double wide modular, and you were able to choose the wallpaper, the carpeting, the flooring, like the linoleum, Congolium, whatever the heck you want to call it, the countertops, and everything. The roof shingles, the siding, but the problem is it was nice because I really didn't know how to work on things. And we moved in 1998. We were staying at our in-laws. They were a couple streets down. They lived in the same park. And at this time, it was a mobile home park. They were very strict on who they let in and stuff, you know. And then we finally got it made, and they brought it on the lot and everything. It was in there sideways. We had a nice front yard. It was off of another cul-de-sac. So we were like, the cul-de-sac here. We were like off of there. And it was nice because when you turn the corner, lights don't shine on your house because there was another one here. And they go around and they don't shine the lights on your house and stuff. It was just a perfect place to have the trailer. And I knew the neighbors. Neighbors were really great. Well, the one behind me had a couple, yahoos moving in and out and everything like that. And the neighbor over on one side of me, they moved out shortly after we moved in. And they ended up taking the other one on the other side of me, the east side, or the west side of me. They took that one out and they put a brand new one in there. Double wide, with really big sliding glass doors and everything. Well, it was a really nice one. Great people. Really nice neighbors, and talked to them and stuff. And they end up moving away and everything. And the people that were there when we moved there was an older couple, and there was an older guy. They were there the whole time. We lived there for 22 years. Paid it off. We paid it off. And I think the older guy, never had a problem with him. The older couple, never had a problem with them. Then there was a brown trailer that was just trash. So what happened was they ended up selling the park. They get new owners. And then the maintenance guy, he still lived in the park. He was a great maintenance guy. And they always liked us. They says, we wish you were on the outside. We love you. You pay your rent on time and don't have any problem with me. So we always keep our grass cut, everything clean. I cleaned the house. I would scrub the house every couple years and make sure the roof was not leaking and everything. I made everything really nice. Well, because I cared. It's your biggest investment. You got to take care of it. So when they sold it, they weren't really particular of who can move in. All right? I had this person over here that would constantly play music loud and banging and stuff. My son ended up getting into a big argument with her. She had the cops called on her a bunch of times. And then the people on the other side of me, they moved out, and then some other yahoos moved in there. And you know what? I have a video. They moved out. What the heck was it? Yeah, they moved out, and then some other idiot moved in. But I came home from work one day, and I was like, their sliding glass door was open. And so here's a video of what I had to live next to with those people. That's beautiful, ain't it?
Just beautiful.
Okay, you can see. I think they have an extension cord right there on the inside the door. They plug it into my outlet. Would get free electricity. I didn't even know this. I mean, it's only what 8 feet, So they'd probably unplug it and throw it in there in the daytime or whatever. So that's what I had to lift. Then somebody else moved in, and they fixed it, or somebody fixed it up, and then they had the guy, the kid. It's the problem with trailers. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and he's bouncing a ball, and it's like a drum. Our bedroom's right there. You can hear it just bouncing a ball. It's like a drum. It's just keep 2 o'clock in the damn morning. What the hell's a kid doing up at 2 o'clock in the morning? Then they had dogs barking around 2 or 3 in the morning. We had to go over there and tell them, say, hey. So what ended up happening there? They moved out, and they left dogs in there. And that was that video there that I just showed you. They let the dogs in there, and that's why the door was off and everything. It just tore the whole place up. And then they moved out, and somebody else moved in there and fixed everything up. And I had a problem with them because it was the kid with the bouncing ball, and they didn't have dogs. Well, anyways, I was getting my times a little messed up there. And it's the guy directly across, like diagonal from me, Chuck. He was a good guy. He was an Army Ranger, and I made walking stick for him, one of my walking stick videos. Great guy. He ended up moving up to the front of the park and to a newer trailer that they basically inherited. It had a metal roof, and it was nice. And then the one people here, then the right next to me. Then you had the people down next to them. They had a pit bull that I had to get hornet spray to keep it away from me. And then you had the people down there. They had a nice trailer. They ended up tearing that thing down. Then the people next to them, they were decent people. Some people came and gone. They were some decent people. But then you had that people, then the older couple, and then you had the people directly across from me. It was the owner's daughter when we first moved in there, and she moved out and sold it to this older lady, and she ended up letting her son stay there and her grandkids and everything, and they had the thing is they have 2 parking spots. 2 parking spots, all right? The road isn't very wide. And this is just to show you how ignorant people are. 2 parking spots in the drive. What do? They park out in the street. So when I go to back out, I almost hit their car. I have to back out, pull up, back out, pull up, out. So even if I have to back into my spot because it makes it easier to leave when they do stupid, ignorant crap like that. And it when I back in, it's fine. I can get in, but it's just no damn sense. The son, I guess, my one neighbor, he was on unemployment or something, and he asked him, he goes, you going to get a job? He goes, no, I'm going to milk this out for as much as I can. Yeah. So it's just, then you get more and more people that are just, it just started going downhill after they sold it to new management. The problem I have with them, they're made cheap. They're 2x3 studs in the walls. Underneath the siding, it's supposed to be like some kind of particle board, OSB or something. No, it was what's that stuff called? It was like a fiberboard, Celotex. Underneath that, ridiculous. The joists, the ceiling joists, I think were 3 feet apart. Ridiculous. The door hinges, they all suck. They're weak. I replaced them all. Doorknobs, I replaced them all. The sinks were plastic. And the faucets, the one in the master bathroom, I ended up replacing that one. And the one in the other bedroom, I switched the other bathroom. It was 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. And here's some pictures of what it looked when we moved out. When we moved out, here's some pictures. All right. So I left the water cooler. I left like 5. It was a bottom water cooler thing too, so it had hot water and everything. I left that. I left the dryer. I left the refrigerator. I left them like 5 big jug things of water because the water there was just absolutely atrocious. The worst water you can pot. It stinks. I put in a whole house filter, and you'd have to change the filter out every 6 months. The water was horrible. The power's always going out. The internet just sucked because it was CenturyLink at the time. I made a video about that. And what it was, you couldn't get any other internet there. So they had it locked up, basically monopolized. And you can get the crappiest service. And internet kept going out. The power would go out all the time. They were always flushing the lines, and the water was turned off. It's just awful. So, so I just got tired. I just and the people across the street. I remember the one time we had our internet. My son went to school with him, and I could see and I was looking at our internet and who is using our internet, like our this tablet, this phone, this computer, that computer, and this and that, and the TV, and you get the list of all of them. And then I had one on there. It was an iPod, and I said, we don't own iPods or anything. So I look across the street, and there's one in the window. Somehow he would hang over with my son. Somehow he stole the password. So what I did is I sat there and watched, and I highlighted his, and boom, turned it off. 10 seconds later, I could see his hand reach up, looking at the iPod, and it wasn't even a day or 2 later, he coming over when I was at work or something. My son was home. He's trying to get our password again. He was stealing our freaking internet because his lazy ass dad couldn't get a job. They were just idiots. I wouldn't. Their gutters are full of crap. Just. If he had a girlfriend, he had her push the mower while he sat there and weed whacked. So what happened was one year I just I want to get out of here. I want to buy a house. I want to get the hell out of here. I'm tired of this place. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. The only good thing was they had a pond. You can go fishing and in the woods. I spent a lot of time back in them woods. It wasn't very big, but I did spend a lot of time back there. And we says, okay, let's start looking for a house. So we went on and drove around and everything, and our realtor was fantastic, Christine. Christina. She was great, fantastic. Showed us this house, this house, this house, this house, this house. Putting her through a lot of houses, and I felt bad. Going to this place, this place, this place, and this was in 2020 when the pandemic just started, and you weren't required to wear masks. But we started looking at houses and stuff, and we found this house. So we're walking around in here, and the people that owned this house was like in their 90s, and they couldn't. And you had the neighbors helping them out, cutting the grass and cleaning up this and that and this and that, and it was all winterized too, so that was nice. And we found this place, and I says, I want this house. I want this house. So we put money down payment on it, and by the time we had to do all the paperwork. They were wearing masks and they had the shields and stuff, and you go there and you sign all the papers and everything and get all utilities turned on and stuff, and wait for the keys, wait for closing, all this stuff. All this stuff was going on. So it was kind of a pain. It was just nerve-wracking, waiting. And in the meantime, we're living in this. Our place was nice and everything, but the people you live around, it just takes a toll on you. My son he wore earplugs. I didn't know this. He wore earplugs at nighttime, so he didn't have to hear that you know what next door. But they're everywhere. Not all trailer parks are crap. I know somebody that owns a nice 2 trailer parks. They keep it up. But then every once in a while you get idiots in there. And you have to get rid of them. But for the most part, that's a mobile home park. There are some decent people in there. They got some decent houses. They're really nice, you know. But it just sucks. You can't. No. The people who live in trailer parks can't live in apartment buildings. They can't. That's why they live in trailer parks. So we ended up getting all the paperwork done, got the keys, and that, you know, I tried to sell the place too. That kid across the street that I was telling you about, the iPod and stuff. Oh, I'm getting it. I says, you can have 15 grand. I would take 5 for it. I would take 5 grand for that place. Here's a picture of it from the road. This is what I put, a 10 by 16 deck on it. I covered it up. We planted that tree in the front yard. I got it from helicopters, and my son went across the street and got it, and that thing is still there. I think when I moved out, it was 37 feet tall or something. I kept that tree very nice, trimmed and everything. So I tried to sell it, and this kid says, oh, I'm getting a check for $15,000. I'll give it to you. And then, you know, I get a text. Could you take 10? This money is burning a hole in his pocket, is basically what it's doing. We ended up getting all the paperwork and everything done. We didn't need the money from this place if we would have sold it. We got the money. We had the money separate. We got the keys, and I says, that's it. We're moving. I got the biggest damn U-Haul you had, backed it up to that place, loaded it in one day, didn't ask anybody for help. I'm not helping anybody move. I didn't ask anybody to help me move. We did it all ourselves, moved it in 2 truckloads. I think it was 1 truckload, and we go back for this and that. And then left the keys in the doors and put them in an envelope, take it up front, gave it to the office, donate it to some, because what the problem was, we couldn't get, I think we were scammed. Because I remember years ago, they was talking about people's title to their houses was getting screwed. Somehow somebody was getting screwed. So what they were trying to do is we needed the model number from, we got it in the cupboards, we got it on the frame, we had the numbers. The house was paid off. And we got the numbers and said, oh, no, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And then they tried to say, oh, we owe $11,000 for something. I thought I heard it was something about taxes. I was like, dude, it was a township. You don't pay property taxes in a township. It's a trailer park. So I just put the keys in an envelope, put it at the front door. I says, you could give it to somebody. I don't care. I don't care what I'm losing. I walked away from that damn place. I was sick of it. We got our house, our diamond in the rough, man. That's what it was. It needed a lot of work. In the videos you see me, all in my, I have a playlist of home improvements, all the stuff that we did. And I says, when we were seeing the house, I said, I could fix that, I could fix that, I could fix that, I could fix that, I could fix that. You're going around the house. It was a lot of painting and stuff, and we did a lot of work. But I was done with that place. I didn't care. We would get notifications in the mail that there was like a court order that, oh, they can't get into the house unless, you know, we go to court or something like that. I said, screw you people. I don't care. Now, if I owed $11,000 on something, you think there would be a lien on it? You think there would be some credit report on it? Nothing. Nothing. My credit rating is 777. My wife's is 720. They said nothing on our credit report, nothing about that place there. Owing this money, owing this, nothing. Somebody else lives there now. I feel bad for them because they're living around a bunch of a-holes. So we walked away from that place. And it wasn't. I kept it up. I kept everything cleaned and nice. If the skirting broke, I fixed it. Anything breaks, I fixed it. I patched it. I did this. I did that. I took good care of it. So we're here now, and it's our third year of being here, and I'm just, we're working on stuff here and there. And then I think another job other than the water lines. By the time you get to see this video, the water lines will be done. We have I'm going to tear out the walls in the bathroom and put new shower stall, toilet, the vanity and everything like that. So that's it. That's my thing. But trailer parks are just, for the most part, awful places to live. They're not good places to live. They're, like I always mention, there's some decent people there, but then there are just the majority, they're very few between. And I do miss some people that work there, that I live next to. The one guy, before he moved out, I would mow his grass. And it's a big backyard. I mean, I would mow that. It would take about an hour and a half to mow it because it was on a cul-de-sac and it just took up a big, and he would bring beer over to me and drop it off, like 30 packs and stuff. I says, I didn't want anything. I like cutting grass. I like mowing grass. I like being outside, and I do it for him for nothing. He owned a trucking company, and he ended up moving out and getting this after. Before him, there was a guy that lived in there. He moved out. He cut all the water lines. I was in the backyard mowing the grass. I hear water running, and it's all wet. I look underneath the skirting because there was a big hole. Water's just going down through the floors. The idiot cut all the water lines. And I was like, and then I don't know what they did. They fixed it and repaired it and sold it to somebody else. And they come and go. People come and go and stuff like that. But I couldn't take it anymore. And I feel bad for anybody who lives there that I actually care about. Chuck, I think he's fine up where he's at. There's some nice, decent people there, like the older couple. And everything, but for the most part, it's noisy, just crap. So we got great neighbors here. The neighbors over on the other side of me now. Well, you know, George and Deb, always mention them in my beer reviews. We give beers and we talk and everything like that. And then we got Kevin and Alicia just moved in next door, and great people. Really nice people, and I'm happy to be here. So there you go. Trailer parks. Just, people don't care what, it's your biggest investment. You'd think people would care about what their house looked like. Some people did, but the majority of them, just horrible places to live. So I will see you in the next one.